Attention passionate Buffalo, BILLSFANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Buffalo Bills' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Buffalo Bills fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Buffalo, BILLSFANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. I have to tell you, what's been circulating in NFL circles lately is nothing short of explosive. Rumors are swirling about a potential blockbuster trade that could reshape the AFC East landscape. And honestly, it's got Bills fans like us buzzing with excitement and anticipation. If you've been paying attention, you know that the Bills are in a pretty good spot right now. They sit at 5-2, showing resilience and talent, especially on offense, even with some setbacks. But this latest rumor, it might just be the game changer we've been waiting for. And it involves none other than Ja'Marr Chase, one of the most electrifying young wide receivers in the league today. Let's break it down. On the other side, there's the Cincinnati Bengals, who are currently sitting at 2-6. And believe it or not, they're facing a major cap crunch following their recent deal with Joe Burrow. The Bengals, after extending Burrow, find themselves roughly $13 million over the cap heading into 2026, and their focus now is shifting. They're prioritizing rebuilding that offensive line, which has struggled this season, especially when it comes to protecting Burrow and creating enough time for their receivers. The Bengals' attack, despite having some talent, has been pretty middle of the road, averaging around 22 points per game, and that's simply not enough when you're trying to contend in the AFC. Now, that's where it gets really interesting. Rumor has it that Cincinnati is looking to trade Ja'Marr Chase, who was drafted in 2021 as the 5th overall pick. Chase, for those of you who follow him, has been nothing short of phenomenal when healthy. Up until now, he's accumulated over 200 receiving yards in his career, with 45 touchdowns averaging around 2 yards per reception. That's elite production, and his stats for 2025 are just as impressive. In just 8 games, Chase has already racked up 55 catches for 820 yards. Remember that game against the Ravens in Week 5? Chase went for 165 yards, an absolute explosion. Despite a shoulder injury that kept him out for 4 games, he's still showcasing why he's one of the most dynamic receivers in the league. His yards after catch. Over 410 yards, and he's forcing defenses to respect his speed and route running. His separation percentage, an incredible 85%. That means he's rarely bracketed or covered tightly, making him a nightmare matchup for any secondary. And let's not forget, Chase's explosiveness is comparable to Tyreek Hill at his prime, despite the shoulder injury that limited him in 2024. His drop rate is just 2%, which is elite, and he's been a key player in forcing missed tackles and contested catches, often turning simple receptions into big gains. All these stats show that Chase isn't just a deep threat. He's a complete receiver who can beat coverage at every level of the field. Now, why would the Bengals even consider trading him? Well, as I mentioned, cap space is a big issue. Cincinnati has about $13 million over the cap for 2026, and they're trying to focus resources on rebuilding their offensive line, especially after Burrow's PFF grade of 81.6 and his 25 sacks taken this season. They're looking to add depth there, and trading Chase could be a strategic move to free up some cap and acquire draft picks, potentially a first-round pick in 2026, which is said to be conditional on their needs this offseason. So that's where it gets really intriguing for us Bills fans. The proposed trade involves the Bengals sending Chase to Buffalo in exchange for a conditional first-round pick in 2026. Why Buffalo? Well, the Bills are looking to elevate their offense, especially their passing game, which has been a strength but still has room to grow. With Stefon Diggs leading the charge, the addition of Chase would be a game-changer. Imagine a trio of wide receivers with Diggs, Chase, and the emerging Gabe Davis, all stretching defenses and creating mismatches. Chase's ability to make explosive plays would perfectly complement the Bills' existing weapons, giving Josh Allen even more options and freeing him up to focus on making big plays downfield. Now let's talk about how this would impact the Bills' offense. Chase, with his elite YAC ability, over 250 yards YAC this season, would add a new dimension to Buffalo's attack. He's not just a deep threat. He's a versatile receiver who can run precise routes, beat man coverage, and make contested catches, especially in the red zone, where he could push the red zone success rate from 56% to around 65%. That's a significant boost, and it would help take pressure off the offensive line, which has been slightly battered this year. Despite some injuries, like Oliver being on IR, the Bills have managed to stay afloat, but adding Chase would reduce the need for them to rely heavily on play action and deep shots, making their offense more balanced and unpredictable. And let's not forget the impact on the defense. The Bills' defense has been solid, but in the AFC East, it's all about scoring opponents. With Chase stretching the field and creating explosive plays, the Bills could push their average points per game even higher. Plus, the chemistry between Allen and Chase would be fascinating to watch. Allen's PFF grade at 84. 8 shows he's been playing well, but with Chase's elite separation and YAC, Allen would have a more reliable target who can turn a simple catch into a big gain, especially against defenses that are vulnerable to explosive plays like the Jets, who allow over 240 passing yards per game. Now, what about the playoff implications? Well, a move like this could directly increase their chances of not only making the postseason, but also making a deep run. Betting odds have shifted, with the Bills' Super Bowl odds moving from plus 2,800 to plus 1,500 after this rumor started circulating. That's a huge jump, and it reflects the belief that adding Chase could make Buffalo a true contender, especially in the AFC, which is stacked with talented teams like the Chiefs, Ravens, and Dolphins. The Bills could see a boost of around 3 additional wins in a projected scenario, and that's enough to elevate them into serious Super Bowl conversation. Think about the AFC East now. The Dolphins, with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, have been a nightmare for defenses, and the Jets, with their solid defense and quarterback issues, are still trying to find consistency. But with Chase in the fold, the Bills would have a significant edge in explosiveness and playmaking, which could be the difference maker in tight games. Plus, the chemistry between Chase and Diggs, combined with Allen's arm, would turn Buffalo into a scoring machine, capable of outpacing even the most formidable defenses. In the grand scheme of things, this potential trade signifies a strategic reset for the Bengals, who are looking to rebuild their offensive line and reset their roster for the next few years. For the Bills, it's about seizing the moment, reinforcing their offense, extending their window of contention, and building a legacy that could last for years. It's a move that could be remembered as one of the smartest in recent NFL history, especially if it results in a Super Bowl appearance or victory. So in conclusion, folks, what we're witnessing here is a story of 2 teams at different crossroads. The Bengals trying to reset and rebuild, and the Bills aiming to push their Super Bowl aspirations even higher. If this trade goes through, it's not just about adding a talented receiver. It's about transforming the entire offensive dynamic of the Bills and giving them a real shot at the ultimate goal, bringing another Lombardi trophy to Buffalo. It's a bold move, but in today's NFL, bold is often what it takes to win. And for us Bills fans, this kind of news only fuels our hope, our passion, and our belief that this could be the year everything finally comes together. So stay tuned, because the next few weeks could be monumental, and I'll be right here, breaking down every detail, every move, every play that might define the future of our beloved Buffalo Bills. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Buffalo Bills news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Buffalo Bills fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential blockbuster? Do you believe Chase could be the missing piece that finally pushes us over the top? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion really matters to us and to the future of this team. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, more analysis, and more exciting news about the Bills. So stay tuned, stay passionate, and let's keep the faith that this team can achieve greatness. Until next time, keep cheering loud and proud, because the best is yet to come.